I'm standing in the middle of a giant patch of Monstera Deliciosa. I grow a lot of this stuff. In fact, I think I grow more than anyone I've ever seen. Look, I got it running all the way down that road, turns right, goes around that way, and then shoots to the back of my property. Then I have it going down the road the other way, all down here behind me and around the corner that way also. And guess what? I'm putting in more this week. And I don't grow this stuff to sell you plants to put in your apartment. I grow this because it produces the most delicious fruit on God's green earth, if you believe in that sort of thing. This right here is fruit from the Monstera Deliciosa. This is baby fruit. I won't be picking this for another 10 months. Would you believe that that is the most delicious tropical fruit you'd ever put in your mouth? Hard to believe, right? At worst, it looks like some kind of pine cone. At best, maybe an ear of corn or something that would taste savory or even starchy. But the Monstera Deliciosa is about the sweetest fruit you'll ever put in your mouth. Everybody will tell you the same thing. It tastes like a combination of pineapple and banana. Some people who know their tropical fruits a little more, they'll tell you it tastes like a combination of pineapple, banana, and soursop, otherwise known as guarabana. And other people, myself included, will tell you there's a little splash of strawberry in there as well. And it also comes with a kick. It's got these oxalate crystals or something in it, and if you eat the fruit too early before it's ripe, it'll actually burn your lips like you bit into a cactus. But if you wait till it's ready, you get that nice sweet flavor, and then maybe just a little bit of a tingle, like sometimes when you bite into a pineapple. Here's some right here. And like I say, it's very early in the season. Today's December 10th, and we don't pick this stuff till August. And when I pick this, it'll be much bigger. It'll be probably twice as long and about 3-4 times as wide. It'll be like an oversized ear of corn. And the reason I grow so much of this, and the reason I'm not growing it as a decorative plant, I grow it as an edible crop, is because you guys love it. The secret is finally out on Monstera Deliciosa. People love this fruit. It's very difficult to get, and it's very, very expensive. I started out, I just used to grow this stuff for us to eat as a novelty. I didn't even think anyone would really be interested or want to buy it at all. Then I started selling it, and people get mad at me when I run out. So every year, I grow more and more and more. I'm actually letting it take over my farm. Wait till I show you what I did here with this avocado tree. If you didn't believe me that it's a monster, let's just take a little walk around the tree. So here, still all Monstera. There's a sprinkler down in there somewhere. It doesn't even get past these leaves. Look at, and then it goes up, up, up the tree. Now we're coming around. We're on the north side of the tree. More Monstera. Look, I got this tree right here. I got Monstera doing the same thing on that guy, and I'm going to let it fill in this whole area here. So we continue around, more Monstera, goes up and up and up, all the way almost to the top of that tree, about 20 feet high, and now we're back where we started. Normally, especially as an avocado farmer, you would never let something from another species take over your avocado tree. Because all the nutrients that this Monstera sucks out of the soil and all the water and stuff it drinks could be going into my avocado tree to produce more avocados. Let's take a little walk inside of it. I'll show you what it looks like in there. You can see here, look at this. It sent these giant roots down from up top. It's getting water directly up to the top. It's basically taken over this whole tree. All right, here's more of these roots coming down the trunk. And look right here behind me. Even if I wanted to clean this plant from this tree, there's no way I could. Look at how it has just taken over the trunk. Look at all the roots that are attached to this is the main trunk of the avocado tree. There's no way I would ever be able to break. I mean, just to clear a 6-inch section here, it'd probably take me over an hour. And I've got 20 feet to go, not to mention all the branches and stuff. There's no way. The only way I'd be able to get rid of this is to just bulldoze the whole tree and the Monstera plant with it. This guy is here to stay. When this stuff's in season, it's a dream because I come outside, and as it starts to ripen on its own on the tree, my whole property smells like fruit salad. It smells like the most delicious fruit salad you ever had in your life. And I have really, really good news for you. Come on with me. By this time next week, this entire fence line will be planted out with Monstera and banana. I'll have Monstera running along the bottom, and I'll have banana as my top cover. And the banana will also be there to provide shade for the Monstera. And if eventually the Monstera takes over the banana, that's just fine with me. You see here, I tried to put some Monstera in a couple of years ago, but my neighbor's cows and his horses kept eating it. They also ate my bananas. I tried this once before, but luckily my neighbor put this hard fence in so his livestock doesn't eat what's on my side of the fence anymore. So I already have some Monstera established, and only 2 of my clumps of bananas survived. His horses really went to town on them, but I just happened to notice, look at this guy here, actually produced its first bunch of bananas. Here's a better view of the fence line. That probably runs about 250, 300 yards down there. When you come out here next week, you'll see fresh plantings of banana and Monstera. And if you come out here in a year, you'll see full Monstera bushes thriving, just like that little guy right there, and full banana plants thriving, like this guy here behind me, running all the way down this row. Now this fence line you see behind me here, this used to be my limes. And Hurricane Irma knocked down all but one of my lime trees. I got one remaining lime tree down here, but I used to get thousands and thousands of limes every year. And when Irma knocked the trees down, I was unable to save them. Now this section, I replanted with a fruit called Mame, which is right here. And I also put in a fruit called Sapodilla. And I just noticed I got my first fruit off of this Sapodilla tree. And I'm going to go pick it. Sapodilla is a delicious tropical fruit. Over in California and in the Philippines, and I think a lot of Mexicans, I know the colloquialism for it is chicos. In other parts of Latin America, they're known as níspero. And when you pick them, they have this sort of sappy milk that they bleed. This is, I guess, as Sapodilla go, this is kind of a medium-sized fruit. But for the ones I grow, these ones are actually kind of big. My other Sapodilla trees that I harvest from already are small. But this will be my first time getting fruit off of that Sapodilla, so I'm looking forward to tasting these. Here's my sole surviving lime tree. I get a few limes from it now and then, but now it's more of a novelty. Look, it is actually fruiting right now. I'll pick this one. My wife can use this in a recipe or something. Where the heck was I? We started out talking about Monstera. We got on to talking about banana. I think we mentioned pineapple. I showed you some Sapodilla. We picked a lime. Now we're sitting in front of some avocados. But back to the Monstera. As I sit here in my avocado grove with a row of Monstera Deliciosa on the ground here all around me, I'm reminded of a flight I had one time. I sat next to a guy, an old guy, big old white beard, you know, he's kind of coming to the end of his career. And he was in the egg business. And he told me as a young man, he had a business where they'd crack eggs and fill these big containers and sell the containers of egg to diners all around America. So that way the diners didn't have to bother buying eggs and cracking eggs. They could just pour the egg. And he said at the beginning of his career, he had to pay people to take away the eggshells. Then people started coming and taking away the shells for free. Then people started fighting over the shells and offering him money and paying him for the shells. And he started to make a little money on his eggshells. And as we sat there on the plane, him and old man getting ready to retire, turned the business over to his kid, he told me, I'm no longer in the egg business now. I am in the egg shell business. And what used to be my waste is now my primary product. And the eggs that I used to sell as my primary product are now a byproduct. And I wonder, does the day ever come that this becomes a Monstera farm? Is there even such a thing as a Monstera farm? I don't even know. But of all the crops I've ever sold people, including these delicious avocados, far and away the best feedback I get are from my Monstera customers. People write me, they're like, oh my God, I've heard about this. I've always wanted to find it. I've always wanted to taste it. I've never had a chance. You know, thank you for making it possible. But like I said, the Monstera Deliciosa is very difficult to get because not a lot of people grow it. And for those of us who do grow it, it has a very narrow harvesting time frame. In North America, you can only harvest it in the month of August and really toward the end of the month of August. But luckily for us, the avocado has a much bigger harvesting window. We begin harvesting our early variety avocados here in South Florida in May and June, and we continue through the summer, into the fall, and even to the winter. Here it is December, and we're just in prime Monroe avocado season. We grow about a dozen different varieties of avocado, and just to compare and contrast, this is a Hass avocado. This is what you get in the grocery store. I didn't grow this. I bought this at Walmart. Now, incidentally, our varieties are also sold in Walmart under the Fresh King label, but I think you're better off getting them directly from the tree. I don't know what Walmart does with them after we turn them over to them, but if you buy them from me, they go right from the tree to the box to your doorstep. But this is a Hass avocado, and this is what everyone's used to. I cut a little chunk out of it, but I'll put it on the scale. I don't know if you could see that, but it comes in at 4 ounces. I cut about a 1 ounce chunk out of that, so that was a 5 ounce avocado. This monster, on the other hand, is a choquette. And I don't know if you could see that, but that comes in at 2 pounds and 12 ounces. That is almost a 3-pound avocado. And if throughout watching this video you saw some of these big plump avocados hanging on the tree behind me and you thought to yourself, wow, one of them might taste really good. First of all, you're right. And second of all, if you want to get yourself an 8-pound box, go to guacfarm.com. GUACFARM.com. This is a Monroe. The bigger of these get to about 2 pounds. And just look at it next to the Hass. The flesh is a little bit more yellow. The Hass has a little bit of a higher oil content. Of all the varieties I grow, the Monroe has a flavor that most resembles the Hass. But some of them have a completely different flavor. I grow one called a Simmons that tastes like a cashew nut. And then depending on what's in season, we also sell mangoes. And I talked about Monstera. We sell a fruit called mamey, which if you've never tried, if you taste a mamey, you're going to want more. Like if you taste a mamey, you're immediately going to go out and order more. Mamey is like, it's like nature's pudding. You cut into it and you eat it like pudding. It is so good. And then all year round, no matter what the season, we sell our t-shirts out at guacfarm.com. Now I've about run out of candle because I have some prep work to do for tomorrow. Every year we do a gingerbread house making party here at the farm. And for the kids who want to, they build their gingerbread house and then we take it out back and I blow it up with fireworks. I'm not sure where that tradition started. But that's tomorrow. And I've got some prep work to do. So while I go do that, you go to guacfarm.com and I will see you on the next video.